All right, here's just a little bit of a demo that I wanted to take you through because I noticed that we are gonna now meet on Monday. So the first thing to do once you log in, because you guys are Google users, is to do two things. One is to connect via Google. So there will be a little button here that just says connect in it. Little pop-up message will allow you to verify, and DocuSign. So everyone will need to install DocuSign, and that is okay that you share um, the same user ID and password. So to do that, just click on electronic signatures, and there will be a little button here, and you just follow the steps and enter them in. And then you should be pretty sweet to go. So just to click on the dashboard here for the moment, this is your kind of primary screen around all the actions you have, any follow-ups, candidates you're following, and so forth. To add a job, I'm going to hit this little plus here, and I'm going to create a new job. I'm going to start from an existing job, and I'm going to choose this legal counsel that I opened yesterday. Now, we can make this anything we want. We'll call this a marketing specialist. And because you have two different job boards, one internal, one external, that's why it asks for external, internal name. I'm going to select marketing, one opening, it's full-time. You can put a salary range in there if you like. And here choose how often you want to be notified as the recruiter. So I'm going to create job and continue. And the second thing that comes up is the scorecard. So this is where I've also included that scorecard that Catherine sent me around leadership. These are VP competencies. So if these aren't relevant for this particular job, you can just delete these off, and they won't affect the template because remove category, there we go. Because the existing job that I copied these from still has them. I'm just going to hit edit and delete these. And remove category, and so forth. It should just leave us with those. Then that looks good. I'll go into the interview plan. This is just a default kind of template, and you can add any additional stages that you want. So each of these stages have, in terms of the interview plan, have different things that could happen with them, and I'll show you what I mean. So here, document submission. So if I click here and edit, you can use these tokens to set up a predetermined message. Like, for instance, Catherine, you mentioned that the scorecard gets sent to candidates. So this is probably where I would say, please review scorecard. And you can simply say, hi, candidates first, where is it? Candidate first name, and that will then default to whatever it is. Please, we can say something like, please review the attached guide for how we will evaluate. Thank you. And if there is something that they need to submit, it also provides a link. I'm going to say, do not include this link. You can also attach a file here. So if you want the file to be something to be sent with it. And then since we're not actually grading a test here, we can untick these and so forth. And I'm just going to hit save. Following placeholders are not valid. Okay. Let me just copy and paste it. Make a difference. That should work. Save. Yep. Cool. So again, like here in the face-to-face section, hiring manager, and then here interview, if I just hit edit here, this has, defaulted to just some instructions for the hiring manager, estimated interview time, um, any scorecard items that you want them to particularly pay special attention to. You can select those. This interview needs scheduling. This interview requires scorecards to be submitted. So there will be email reminders to the hiring team to submit their scorecard. And if this interview needs to be scheduled, what that will essentially do is allow you to request availability. So once you have your correct order set up here and any triggers associated with that, and I've created quite a few and then set you up with a template. But each time you post the job, you can specify or change. So hiring team, pretty simple again. You can select the hiring manager, the recruiter, if there's any coordinators or sourcers, and this just gives you a description of what it is. I'll just jump back a screen, but I'm just going to leave that blank. Approvals, we've already talked about that. No approvals here at the moment, so I'm just going to hit good. This now gives you an opportunity to write the description. It's because I copied an existing job, the legal team description is going to pop through. You can make any changes to it. For instance, how candidates can apply, what's required, and free job boards, Glassdoor. I'm not going to tick those off. Index score for, such as LinkedIn or Glassdoor and Indeed. So I'm just going to hit next. Also to post to DWW's job board. I'll just say perf. Cool. You can customize the reporting and the notes that you get. You can also set up, agencies if you want to have an agency. Nothing really in terms of sourcing plan. So we can just hit finished. And now we've created the job. Now in the job setup, if I go back into it and go to job post, this is where if I flick this on, it will go live onto your career site, which is also where we would see any other integrations. So such as Seek, although we're still working on that. And I should be able to go back into that and see. There we go. And here is where we can add LinkedIn. So if we want this to also post on LinkedIn, pretty simple process. Just set up a new campaign, choose the job boards, and then you can simply, depending on your account that you have, you can name the campaign, and then it will pretty much populate the questions and the job description that we have, and you can just go right ahead and post it. So that takes you into the advertising, and again, this is where that post the Seek ad should live as well. And I know I sent you the link for your job board, but I will show you where that is. And here it is. So you can see the senior graphic designer is now posted in Perf. You can search by available office or department. Now it's only going to show you what openings are available. We can change that if we want. And this is all customizable as well. That's not what I want. And so if I go back into the jobs here, I did a fake submission for this legal counsel role, which is candidates, Mark Jason. So I'm just going to advance Mark to an offer stage. And I'm going to do manage offer. And I'm going to create offer. Now, this is a full-time position, so I'm just going to plug in here start dates, hiring manager, whoever the hiring manager is, basically is the name that's going to be included in the contract. Mark Johnson, and this is marketing. Notice period 3 months. Weekly hours only really used if part-time. Probationary period. The salary that this person is going to receive, and because it's not a fixed term role, I'll leave that blank. Doesn't like commas. Cool. So now I have an offer letter. So I can generate a full-time agreement. That's okay, because I didn't enter that. And you can see that would have created, let's see if I can pull it open, not downloading it. Nope. So you would have seen, now generally you can open that, but what I'm going to do is send with DocuSign. So to candidate and to user. So I'll select myself here, and you can enter in, please find your attached job offer. And preview with DocuSign. It's going to automatically load DocuSign. And here is the agreement. So you can see Mark Jason Phillips. If I scroll all the way down to the very bottom, where all the details are, you can see it pulled through marketing, full-time, notice period, salary, and so forth. And so I'm just going to hit actions here and edit recipients just to make sure the signing order is right. Because right now we want, can't remember who was the candidate and who was the hiring manager, because I keep using the same names. But I'm just going to hit done and send. It's going to take me back in the greenhouse. Now, let's see if I've received the letter yet. Nope. But I would have here. There we go. So as the hiring manager, I will then be able to sign, continue, start, sign, finish, no thanks. Now that email should come through here. Yep. So VGW culture is where email's coming from. I can review document. Continue, start, sign, there we go, finish, no thanks. Now everyone should receive an email back saying it was confirmed, and then what you can do is, well, for whatever reason you have a separate attachment, you can upload it here. But Mark is sent. And now that offer is signed. You can see it came back into Greenhouse. and what